I really don't know why in this life we are always chasing one thing or the other. We don't know if it is a crime to just be without maybe pursuing something or pursuing one big project. Because I found out that a lot of us postpone happiness. A lot of us postpone the joy and the happiness that we should have for a particular event or for a moment or something like that, because we're always expecting, when I finally get this thing, I'll be the happiest. And eventually, when you get it, you end up not being the happiest. You still want something bigger or something more. If you think I'm lying, just sit back and think 10 years ago, 5 years ago, there was something you were desperate for. Even maybe like something like into a relationship or getting married or having children or a lot of things, no matter how small or big it was. And fast forward to today, you find out that you've achieved that thing and you don't even remember that you've achieved it because you're now looking for the next thing. And it makes us just be in the state of constantly chasing, and not just trying to like, okay, reflect and be like, and be grateful for the things that we have. When we get this tomorrow, we want the next thing. When we get that one, the next day we want the next thing. Not that it is a bad thing for you to like want something good for yourself, or it's a bad thing for you to just like have what you desire or what you've worked for and all that. But most times it keeps us in that place of not being grateful but constantly chasing. And with that, a lot of people postpone their joy and their happiness. Like someone can make a post about a food that is so delicious, and the girl might just say, I can't wait to get married so that I'll cook all these things for my husband. And my question is, are you not a human being? Can't you just make those meals for yourself? Why must you wait for you attain a particular position as a woman or as a man or as a human being before you can enjoy that? Of course, there are some enjoyment or there are some things that we desire that are seasonal, that we need a particular thing to get access to that thing. But the ones that you know that you can like, okay, do for yourself, why wait for time? Why, if you don't have husband at the moment, why don't you make that meal and enjoy it yourself? If you're trusting the Lord for children, pursue your career. If happiness or joy is not a position, it is a posture. You can choose to be happy wherever you are. Imagine those people that are some part of the world that does not have access to the internet. They're in a remote place, they don't even know what is a phone, what is network or internet or whatever. Those people are the most happiest because like they don't even know those things exist, and they are just enjoying every moment that they are living. Another thing that made us to have this pressure on ourselves, like people are always constantly celebrating their wins on social media, which is very okay, but a lot of people have now taking it upon themselves to pressure themselves with such posts, not even knowing whether those posts are real or not. I remember when I was in school, my final year, there was this course that was so hard for me to pass. It was something I was like, God, if you help me pass this course, I'm going to serve you for the rest of my life. Lord, I'll be eternally grateful to you. And over a decade down the line, I don't even remember the particular course it was. And even the promise I made God, I was like, I didn't even surrender my life immediately as I passed the course. I just moved on immediately from that and forgot that I once made that prayer. So we are constantly on the lookout for the next thing. And most times we also put ourselves under pressure that even the times that we are supposed to sit down and recalibrate, process things, to re-strategize, reprogram or replan our life, we don't even want to have that quietness. We now fill it up with a lot of schedule, a lot of program, a lot of activities, so that it will look as if we're always on the get go. Sometimes just take our time, stay still, and just think about the past from the time you could remember. Most times I do that. I think about from the time I could remember that I started existing on earth. I think when I was 4 years, 5 years, and I just start going step by step the things that I could remember. I'm like, God, I am grateful because if not for you, I wouldn't have gone this far. You might think that I've been stagnant, or you might think that there is nothing to my name, like there's nothing to celebrate, or there's nothing to be happy for. But when you really sit down and count all these things, when you think of where you're coming from and where you are today, you will see the need to be grateful, and you know that you have actually been moving, just that it might not be at your own pace, but at the pace that God has destined for you to move. So I want to urge you to always make our time to be still. It's not a bad thing to chase these things, don't get me wrong, but most times we chase it even outside the will of God. We don't even know the plans of God for our life, for our next season. we just want to keep on going. We do a lot of trial and error. We spend a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy, a lot of time on some of the things that we are not even supposed to venture into. If we made out that time to stay still and just sit with God and just like, okay, God, what's the next thing I should do? Should I go out? Should I be here? Just, you understand? So I just pray that you understand, and I pray that God will give you the grace to always take out time to sit still and think about the goodness of God upon your life, and also asking for the next move about your life. I will see you on my next post. Bye.